In this video, we will be focusing on redrawing the international borders of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as you can see the name of in the middle of the screen, but I will likely refer to it as the DRC because that's the official abbreviation, and it's just a lot easier to say than Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is 5 words. Anyway, let's get started. You can probably see just from this overview map of the country that there's a bunch of little dotted lines here, and what those dotted lines symbolize is that it's like a disputed area, or that there might be a border there, but not everyone agrees on that. But the confusing part here is that there's 2 dotted lines. It doesn't go through the Congo River, but rather on the sides of it, meaning that it kind of makes it look like the DRC ends here, and then the neighboring country, which is also called the Congo, long story, ends here, and that the Congo River is either its own country or is unclaimed, neither of which is the case. So what happened here, it's really quite simple. It's that neither country can agree, I guess, on where the middle of the river is, so they don't know where the boundary is, so I'm just going to go ahead and fix that for them. So for probably not the first time, but it might be actually, I'm actually going to be solving things rather than just making things chaotic. So right here, it's pretty straightforward. You just go through the middle of the river. But then once you get a little bit farther north, it gets a little complicated because there's a bunch of these islands, and that's when you have to kind of zoom in a little bit and see where exactly the middle of the river is. And I think I have it good here, but this island right here, which apparently doesn't have a name, I'm not really sure whether to have the border go to the right of it or to the left. So what I'm going to do is just do neither, and I'm going to go through this little stream that splits the island in half, so it's actually not an island, it's 2 islands. So yeah, that's fair so far. This probably isn't going to be perfect, but at least I'm trying, right? At least I'm not like those billions of other people who aren't trying to do anything. And if you're not trying to do anything watching this video, then I'm not trying to criticize you, and if anything, you're contributing to the project by watching this channel, because if you're watching any of the videos on this channel, that means that you have an interest in fixing the borders of countries, which means that you want to do good things and fix problems. So yeah, by watching my channel, you're being a good person, I guess. And yeah, that's definitely advertising. So yeah, I should stop doing that because that's kind of annoying, having ads. So yeah, I think so far we're doing pretty good, I guess, except the lines, it's not really curvy enough, so it doesn't look the prettiest, but it'll work. Ooh, this is a problem over here. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to go through this quickly, so that I don't make anyone upset, because I'm just realizing now that some of the people watching this might be from one of these 2 Congos, and yeah, this could get kind of offensive if I accidentally give one country the more favorable side. But I should state here that I'm not trying to favor one side over the other. I don't have any connections to either Congo. I've never been there, and I don't have any family links to there or anything. So yeah, I have no reason to be biased, and I'm not biased. So I'm just trying to be fair here, and also this is kind of just for fun. So if I make a stupid mistake, then it was probably just out of being careless or something. How long is this? Oh god, wow, I'm not even a third of yeah, I'm really only like a third of the way through this. You know what, just to make this simpler, I'm just gonna go like that. Because we need to move on. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. But, I mean, nobody lives on these islands except for crocodiles, maybe, so... Yeah. It could probably just be a rough estimate. Just draw some lines. Yeah, that's good. That's what borders should be. Nobody lives here, so... Just split the crocodiles in half. Nobody cares about that. Actually, I do care about that. I kind of wish crocodiles didn't exist. Like, I do support wildlife, but crocodiles are kind of nasty. Although I've never met one in the wild. I don't know why I'm even talking about crocodiles. I'm supposed to be talking about the Congo. But anyway, here we have the border fixed, and it's not really the prettiest looking thing, but it looks a little better down here, I think, before I start getting a little lazy. Yeah, that looks good down there. Just ignore the top 2/3. But moving on, we have a more pressing issue. That is this little coastline over here. So I don't really understand why the DRC, being the second largest country in the entire African continent, which is the second largest continent, I don't understand why they don't use this coastline to their advantage, because there's literally nothing here other than this little, I guess it's kind of like a city called Muanda. I think I said that right. And also this village that's literally called Banana. And I know it's not a coincidence, because unless I'm getting my rainforest mixed up, I think they grow bananas in the Congo. So, like, wouldn't you put all your most important stuff on the coast instead of literally putting a town called Banana there? That's just ridiculous. Why do you do that? But anyway, if you haven't noticed already by this point, there's this little piece of land. I'm actually gonna put a square around it right here. Yeah, that's a good estimate. That's good enough. Yeah, so this right here, that's kind of faded a little bit, that I squared, or whatever shape you call that. That is actually part of Angola, and it's not connected to the rest of Angola. And because of that, I'm going to give it to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC, in its entirety, because that way it will have a more equal coastline to that of its other Congolese neighbor, the Republic of the Congo, and also so that it just looks better on the map, and it just looks more fair, because, I mean, come on, like, it's literally this huge blob in the middle of Central Africa. They could at least have a little bit more of a coast. Like, come on, that's just tiny. That's like Bosnia style, and we'll get to that later when we do the Bosnia episode. So, yeah, Bosnia's up here, so, yeah. We don't need to talk about that right now, because this video is about the DRC, not Bosnia. We'll do another one on Bosnia at some point. But anyway, we have the, another issue, which is over here. There is another border dispute. They have a lot of border disputes between the Congos. Like, can't you just unite or something? You're both called Congo. No, I'm just kidding. They're two very distinct countries with their own identities, and I respect that. So what we're going to do to fix this border here, I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful this time, is, firstly, we're going to split this island in half, roughly. I don't think that's really half, but that's good enough. So, yeah, we have that. And then we're going to split this island in half, too. I just realized that since there's two islands, I should have just given one of these to one of the Congos and the other one to the other Congo. This is kind of confusing, because every time I talk about the Congo, no one's going to know which Congo I'm talking about, because there's two Congos. So from now on, I'm going to call the DRC well, the DRC or DR Congo. I'm gonna call the other one well, it's called the Republic of the Congo, which would mean I should call it the ROC, but ROC also means the Republic of China. And that makes things even more confusing. Like, I can't even imagine, like, just the thought that an African country like the Congo borders Taiwan, which is also called China. This is getting really out of hand. So yeah, there's the DRC and then there's the Republic of the Congo. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit off subject here. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going through this river. Wow, this is a huge island. So I'm actually not gonna split this one in half. I'm going to give it to, I don't know. I guess I'll give it to the DRC because they have a big city over here, and I guess they might want the expansion, so yeah, I'm gonna give it to the DRC. So yeah, that island goes to the DRC. And because I gave that island to the DRC, I'm gonna give this Ile des Singles. I'm not very good at my French because that's the language that they speak here. And also, what's this island? Apparently it doesn't have a name. I'm also gonna give this island to the Republic of Congo, just to make things more fair, so that I'm not siding with one country over the other. And yeah, so I think right now, this border is looking pretty fair. And actually, I just realized that that's the end of the border, so wow, I actually think I accomplished that pretty well. You could write me a little note in the comments if you want, if you think that I could have made this border look a little bit better, or if it looks perfect. I don't think it looks perfect, but I think it's close enough. So, now we have Brazzaville and Kinshasa, both of which are capital cities. I think it's really weird that you have your capital cities, like, right next to each other, even though you're both massive countries. But I guess that's not really a problem, because there's no border dispute over here. So yeah, that's just fine. Yeah, that's okay. But now we also have the capital of the Central African Republic, which is over here. And I think that they might want to expand onto the other side of the river. And because the Democratic Republic of the Congo is just such a big country, we're just gonna give the Central African Republic a nice big slice of land over on this side of the river, and yeah, that's that simple. It's hardly anything if you look at the whole country. All you can see is the little dots now. But anyway, that was all I have for today's video. And if you enjoyed this, please write me a little note in the comments, and also give a little suggestion for what country video I should do next. And yeah, that's all I have, so we'll see you in the next video. That's it.